morning and welcome back to the lecture series on tribal studies in India, interdisciplinary approaches and perspectives. So, today we are going to extend our discussion from the previous lecture and talk about the tribal cultural entrepreneurs and influencers that are very meaningfully engaging with the larger audience through social media. And we will talk about these content creators. They could be film artists, TV artists or radio jockeys who have made it big, and they are leaving a remarkable and significant impact on their larger community in terms of knowledge dissemination, in terms of content creation, making people aware of their different rituals, practices, festivals and the larger tradition and culture, thereby asserting their tribal roots, enabling and boosting the sense of pride about one's tribal identity and tribal belonging. So, the concept of cultural entrepreneurship has experienced a surge in popularity in the 21st century, reflecting the escalating importance of the quaternary sector, which includes culture being identified as a knowledge driven economic activity. So, culture which promotes knowledge and also becomes a source of economic improvement or development. So, cultural entrepreneurship predominantly is used in association with the cultural industries, a phrase that encompasses goods and services linked to both commercially oriented mass culture as well as includes fine arts, right. So, when we talk about cultural industries, we are talking about the goods and services that have a commercial orientation, a mass culture appeal, and we also refer to the finer arts, the more refined arts. According to critic and scholar Michael Scott, it is posited that cultural entrepreneurs constitute a social group that is largely consisting of young people whose central aspiration is to develop a professional artistic career. So, they want to promote art, they want to practice art, and that also becomes the source of their income, and that is largely seen as their profession. A defining characteristic of cultural entrepreneurs is their engagement in the creation of cultural products alongside undertaking various forms of paid work both within and beyond the cultural industries, which is necessitated by their current inability to derive sufficient income from their artistic output, right. So, I mean, there are several things coming together here. People who are basically interested in their traditional art, so they want to practice the art, they want it to, the art to survive, and the art also becomes a source of earning a living. So, through the survival of the artist survives, right. The artist earns a living through the survival of the art, through promoting the art, through engaging in the creation of the cultural and artistic products, the artist also flourishes. Shivang Saxena notes that cultural entrepreneurs are instrumental in establishing epistemic focal points around which individuals can align their beliefs. They also influence the motivational drivers for participation in economic development and continuously challenge and evolve the societal understandings of what can be achieved, what is achievable. Artists are identified as foundational figures in cultural entrepreneurship. Moreover, an individual who comprehends the societal importance of culture and develops a platform to promote it qualifies as a cultural entrepreneur. So, there are, like I said, several qualities to a cultural entrepreneur. They are basically connoisseur of a certain art and culture. They value it, and they also want to promote it. They want to facilitate an art form's or a culture's survival, and that also becomes kind of their profession, their livelihood. Coming to the tribal cultural entrepreneurs in India, they are the tribal owned businesses that use traditional knowledge in order to create unique products and services. They are vital for preserving the culture, promoting sustainability, and also contributing to a community's economic development through promotion of the art, through dissemination of the cultural and artistic knowledge. In this regard, Sudeshna Guha's status report of the tribal arts in central India documents the initiatives and strategies of government and non-government agencies towards the promotion of tribal practices, and Guha investigates into their sourcing, production and marketing. It becomes imperative therefore to facilitate the tribal groups into the production processes of their traditional arts and crafts practices, equipping the individuals, the cultural entrepreneurs, with the requisite facilities and networks of interactions for increasing awareness and markets of their local handmade products. Further, we see that Guido Candela, Massimiliano Castellani and Pier Paolo Pattitoni's article titled Tribal Art Market, Signs and Signals, it came out in 2012. This work presents a model for the marketability of tribal artwork based on a hand collected data set, which divides the tribal market into low price and high price regimes based on whether the effect of auction estimated price on the sales is positive or negative. So, we see that there are a number of studies going on regarding how the tribal artists, the tribal cultural entrepreneurs should be and can be further empowered, their voice and their voice can be further strengthened, and their motivations, their aims can be given a shape, they can be materialized. This would be more possible through a good marketing, through proper marketing of the products, and equipping the entrepreneurs, the art creators with requisite facilities and suitable network for interaction, and causing a general increasing awareness about marketing, right, how they can market their handmade products. So, in this regard, we need to mention the Rumbul organization, the Rumbul or Rambul organization, which is based in Ranchi, Jharkhand. It is dedicated to the conservation of tribal culture and heritage. The team Rumbul strives to carry forward the philosophy and legacy of Dr. Ramdayal Munda in the field of tribal music, performing arts, language, literature and livelihood. Since its formation in the year 2011, Rumbul has been active in performing tribal music and dance in various parts of India. The team also brings out books and magazines on tribal issues and languages. It also conducts many classes to train the young generation, the younger generation tribals about their performance and language, and to make them aware, learn and be proud of their rich cultural heritage. Rumbul is actively engaged in the promotion and preservation of indigenous culture through several key initiatives, which include language training classes that are conducted, cultural interventions, songs and music training classes, as well as documentaries and podcasts that are actively made on the tribals and tribal issues. Next, we have Johargram. Johargram is an ethical and sustainable streetwear brand established in Jharkhand on November 15, 2020 by NIFT Gandhinagar graduate and designer Ashish Satyavrat Sahu. So, Ashish Sahu actually established this garment brand titled Johargram, which promotes ethical and sustainable streetwear, and it has the tribal brand associated with it. Based in Ranchi, Jharkhand, the brand is dedicated to promoting diverse textiles and crafts of the region and aims to popularize the traditional mediums through a modern yet Indian aesthetic in clothing. So, Johar Gram also provides a significant platform for the marketing of indigenous handloom and handicraft products. Here we have a number of pictures of different celebrities wearing Johar Gram brand clothing. So, influential people including the politicians, singers, actors and media persona have shown their support and admiration for the products of Johar Gram by buying them and flaunting them on social media. Next, we have Adivasi Lives Matter. Adivasi Lives Matter is a platform dedicated to amplifying the voices of Adivasi and tribal communities in India. Initiated in 2016 through a collaborative effort by Ashish Biruli, Ankush Vengarlekar and Isha Chitnis, the vision of Adivasi Lives Matter is to empower the Adivasi or tribal youth and the individuals for creating and sharing digital narratives about their culture, language, traditions and social concerns. Adivasi Lives Matter, in short ALM, has been a leading platform in empowering grassroots Adivasi or tribal individuals for sharing their perspectives digitally. In the last 3 years, ALM's training initiatives have enabled over 200 individuals to create digital content about their lives, culture and traditions, thereby resulting in a substantial collection of more than 500 articles and videos on the platform. So, after this we would move on to Tribal Design Forum. Tribal Design Forum is a community of multidisciplinary designers and creative professionals from various tribes of India. They are sharing their creative flow through this common medium called Tribal Design Forum. It is a way of exchanging their creative vision. So, Tribal Design Forum is a platform for sharing ideas and learnings to explore the role that design can play for the benefit of the designers and tribal communities in India. So, in the current digital age, social media has become a highly effective and also cost effective medium that furthers the goals of influence, communication and intercultural dialogue. It has developed into a sphere where specific individuals that are often labeled as influencers possess a considerable capacity to persuade public opinion, disseminate knowledge widely and promote various goods and viewpoints. Indian tribal cultural influencers are individuals who often come from tribal communities backgrounds and who use their online presence to showcase and promote their cultural heritage. It is a way of propping up and keeping the tribal audience rooted to the tribal cultural heritage and the traditional knowledge system. This diverse group of artists, musicians, activists and leaders play a crucial role in preserving and celebrating India's tribal traditions and also in addressing the tribal issues. So, let us look at some of the tribal cultural influences. We have Sanju Dhurve, who runs an Instagram page that is dedicated to celebrating the vibrant culture, enduring traditions and compelling narratives of the indigenous tribes. So, here we have memes that are spread as a way of boosting awareness among the tribal communities. So, look at this meme. आप अपना डेवलपमेंट रख लीजिए, मैं अपना जल जंगल जमीन रख लेता हूँ. This is actually a snapshot from the highly celebrated and successful movie Three Idiots, and the student sitting in the classroom is retorting to the teacher, a very paternalistic sponsor or governmental figure, saying that you can just stall your or even keep your development concerns or issues with yourself, I would like to basically preserve my Jal Jangal Jameen. This could be told to any industrial enterprise, any big corporation that is trying to build some kind of industry or some dam project. They are trying to bring some project to the tribal areas, and the tribal people want to say that we prefer to live in our natural environment. So, such an influencer's role becomes immense, it is dedicated towards preserving their heritage, honoring their ancestral roots and disseminating their ancient wisdom, which is actually interspersed with nature and preservation of natural resources. Next, we have Nitish Kumar, a prominent YouTuber from Jharkhand who operates the popular channel Nitish and Cuisine, which showcases the region's diverse local cuisine, art, culture and tourism to a wide audience. Individuals that are acting as cultural influencers include Kavita Kashyap, Priyanka Lakra, Pooja Lakra, K.S. Bhavna and Harshita Salam. All these popular female personalities are utilizing the social media platforms such as YouTube and Instagram to assert and promote and preserve their tribal identity, thereby extending the reach of tribal culture, customs, knowledge, information and awareness to a wider internet based audience. Next, we see Shikha Mandi, who is the first Santali radio jockey and movie artist from Jharkhand, who has successfully played a liaison or a bridge between the tribal and non-tribal world. She has come down to the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, to actively participate in a number of indigenous workshops and projects. She has been an expert and speaker in many of these events, and she has also come down as an invited member and speaker during the celebration of the World Indigenous Day at IIT Roorkee. So, when IIT Roorkee celebrated the Indigenous Day, she was an active part of the community celebrating and spreading awareness about the tribal culture, the tribal traditions, the tribal languages as well as the rights, the basic rights that the tribal people are entitled to. So, currently Shikha Mandi is working as an artificial intelligence voiceover artist. During the different Santali festivals, Shikha as an RJ would organize special programs where she discussed the rituals and practices of the Santali people in details. So, it is a way of connecting the youth, especially the urban youth that do not go back to their organic settings, their rural hometown very frequently. It is a way of making such an urban Santali population who are in different professions, who are staying away from home, aware of their roots, aware of their different traditions, customs and festivals. So, all Santali songs are usually associated with different festivals, or they are written as a way of celebrating the everyday activities and practices of the tribals. So, whenever Shikha plays a song in radio, she provides the context of the festival and describes the ritual procedures in details. She contextualizes the song that she plays. She also makes her audience aware of the similar other songs that are composed for a given festival or context. Further, her radio program elucidates how the same tribal culture varies from region to region according to the different social setups. Her style has always been very chatty and live, where she addresses the queries of her listeners through WhatsApp and calls. So, to conclude our lecture today, the tribal cultural entrepreneurs and influencers act as crucial bridges between their communities and the wider world and the larger non-tribal audience. By creatively utilizing the digital media, they are not only preserving and celebrating their traditions, but in effect they are also paving new pathways, they are creating new channels for cultural exchange, economic empowerment for the tribal community, as well as asserting their tribal identities in contemporary India. So, social media becomes a very good platform for making the tribal feel more empowered, feel that he or she has a charge, a control over their own future, and also in making the tribal individual, the individual tribal cultural entrepreneur visible in the larger map, be it the national map or by extension the global map. It is a way of rendering visibility to an individual, her talent as well as her identity and larger culture and practices. So, with this we come to the end of our lecture today. Let us meet with another topic and another round of discussions in our next lecture. Thank you.